Hey guys, this is Matt with Bromance Wargaming. The next couple reports are going to be reports of a little one-day tournament I did at Gigabytes Gaming Cafe. They're at 2,250 points, and they have some special scenarios where you get extra points. This is Game 1. Game 1 is Dawn Attack. You get extra points for killing characters in challenges or killing characters in combat for this one. I took my Dark Elves. This was, like I said, this is Dawn Attack, and so this is my left flank. The only thing that's over here on my left flank is 25 Blackguard with the Standard and the Razor Standard. There are 5 Doomfire Warlocks hanging out back there, but that's actually just, they're in the middle. They're not actually on that left flank. This is a picture of my center. Those are the same Warlocks over there on the left. In the middle is a unit of 5 Dark Riders with shields and repeater crossbows. Up on my Steed of Slaneshi mount is Morathi. She chose Lore of Dark Magic this game. And over there on the right-hand side of my deployment is another unit of Doomfire Warlocks. And if you were wondering where the rest of my army was, it's over here on the right. We've got a Cold One Chariot, we've got a Charybdis, Ultra PP, we have a Hydra, Heinrich, we have 30 Corsairs with additional hand weapons and the Banner of Swiftness. In there is my Master BSB with the Enchanted Shield, the Sword of Might, and the Dawnstone, so he has a 1-up rerollable. Then we have 5 more Dark Riders. Alright, and this is my opponent's deployment. She seemed like a kind of newer player. She's still trying to decide, I guess, what she likes and what she doesn't like. And she's playing High Elves. This is actually the first time I've played High Elves with Dark Elves since the relevant books came out. So on the far left is 24 archers. Behind that building is, I want to say, 25 Phoenix Guard. She actually didn't give me a copy of her army list. Then back in the very back is 5 Dragon Princes with I think they have full command and a Prince, and the Prince has like the giant. No, he has a Star Lance, and I don't know what else he has. He doesn't have a very good ward save. I know that much. And here's a picture of her center. You can see she has 10 Illyrian Reavers. They have bows. I don't think they have any command. They may have a musician. They've got 24 more archers with a prince. No, not a prince. Whatever the hero selection is, has a Reaver bow. And then over here on the right-hand side, she has a level 3 Archmage with, it's not the book, it's like the Talisman of Preservation, I think, and a Dispel Scroll maybe. And that's in a unit of 20-something Lothran Sea Guard that have standards and whatnot. And even though this is Dawn Attack, and I went first, and I placed all my stuff first, she in fact stole the initiative. So this is what her movement looks like. She's moving up with the Sea Guard, trying to get into range. You can see that she plucked off a wound of my Dark Riders, which was unfortunate. Alright, and in the center, you can see that her shooting did a lot more than I anticipated it would. She's reduced 1 unit of Warlocks to a single Warlock, and another one to 3. When I saw this list, I knew it was shooting oriented, but I didn't realize that Strength 3 shooting would do quite so many nasty things to me, even with, because of the penalties. When I'm facing Wood Elves, I'm expecting, they have True Flight arrows or they have poison arrows. When I'm facing Skinks, I'm expecting, they have poison and there's tons of them. No, I just really didn't think that High Elf shooting was going to do this much. I mean, I knew it was going to do bad things, but I didn't realize it was going to do this many bad things. And over here, stuff kind of moves up. The archers move up and kill like 3 Blackguard. I actually am really happy with the way this turned out. It looks like the Dragon Princes are going towards the middle of the board. The Illyrian Reavers are kind of ignoring me. And it's going to be the Blackguard versus the Phoenix Guard. And I actually have a lot of faith in the Blackguard that they can take them. They have more attacks and have hatred. I know they don't have a ward save, but they have more attacks and hatred. They have the Razor Banner, so it's my 6-up save against them, and their 4-up save against me, but I have some more attacks to hopefully make it up. I don't know. I'm feeling lucky, I guess is what I'm saying. Alright, so you can see I've charged her Illyrian Reavers. Like I said, she was kind of new, and so she didn't realize that because I didn't go absolutely first, that I could charge with my things that had vanguarded. So they fled, they went flying all the way back there. I'm hopeful they can't rally. We'll see how that goes later. My warlocks kind of scurry around a little bit trying to stay alive and also within Doombolt range because Doombolt does nasty things to elves. So I thought, well, before I get shot off next turn, let me actually do something with these guys. Marathi's hiding because she is scared of Strength 3 shooting. At this point, I actually had forgotten that she's Toughness 4 because she's riding a Pegasus. You see Heinrich is hiding behind some Dark Riders, and you see my Corsairs are really pretty much ignoring the Sea Guard. I'm hopeful that Heinrich can take care of the Sea Guard, and then I can kind of throw everything else at the rest of the rest of her army. And over here, I just moved my Blackguard forward. Actually, the Blackguard may have attempted to charge the Illyrian Reavers first, and then I charged them second with the Dark Riders. That sounds right. In hindsight, that seems kind of silly because I was going to get... I'm going to just get extra shot at now. I could have at least pushed the Blackguard up a lot closer this turn. Whatever. Yes, this looks like a picture from the end of my turn, but this is in fact what her movement over here looks like on turn 2. She doesn't really move anywhere, which I thought was interesting. She didn't really see that Heinrich was going to charge, I guess, and so I kind of accepted at this point. She's going to shoot down my warlocks and stuff, but it is what it is. Maybe I can make some 4-up ward saves. Over here we have even more going on. You can see the Reavers rally and get to run back into the fray, which, it was a long shot that they wouldn't rally. The prince is right there, so they're 10. They have a reroll because I'm Dark Elves, and so the prince comes running over here, and I'm actually okay with this. I think I should be able to get. I'm going to try and block up those units and get the charge into the prince's Dragon Prince unit so that I can beat him up with the Chariot and or the Charybdis. You can see the Phoenix Guard over here on the corner have moved up a little bit further towards my Blackguard as well, because she is equally willing to see this fight happen. So this is a understandable outcome of what happens at the end of my turn 2, but let me interrupt to say that her magic phases were really atrocious. The first turn she forgot to pre-measure, and she was like half an inch out of casting anything exciting with her mage. The second turn she picked up a bunch of dice and she was going to soul quench somebody, and she rolled a 1, a 1, and a 2. Now again, she doesn't have the Book of Hoeth, so she's just out of luck, and it was really rough. And then so to compound that, on this turn, my turn 2, the Dark Riders charge in, and she kills one of them, and they pass their panic test because Marathi's within range. And Heinrich charges in, and Heinrich needs like an 8 or something, but that's not undoable, and they both get in, and I go ahead and blow the breath weapon because otherwise they're going to be steadfast. So between Thunderstomps and everything, I want to say there was 24 in that unit plus the Archmage, and I feel like there was 4 people left by the time I got done attacking. It was really, really gross. Heinrich just killed all sorts of people. His Stomps did a lot. His breath weapons did a lot. And I think I killed like 3 people with the horses of the Dark Riders. It was really insane. Those Lothran Sea Guard just don't leave Ultramon, man. You guys need to stay home. In this picture, you can see kind of what I was talking about. I've blocked up those 2 units there with that 1 unit of Dark Riders. He can shoot them, but that's okay. I've moved up just out of frame. I've moved up the Charybdis and the Chariot. I want to say they're like 12 inches, so if he gets a 12-inch overrun, he can do it, but more power to him. And I did charge with the Blackguard, and I failed to get there. So Marathi came over here. She was like, oh, I got to do all the work. So she flew over here and she cast Word of Pain on the Phoenix Guard, and she reduced them to weapon skill 1 and strength 1 and like initiative 0 or something. It's minus D3. But actually the question I had was, and it didn't come up, but the question I had was, does it modify their strength and then you add the halberd, or is it, because if it drops them minus 3 strength, minimum 1, and then you add the halberd, their strength 2. If you drop them, if you do the modifiers the other way, it drops them to strength 1 regardless. It's not a huge deal, but strength 2 does wound elves on a 5, so I was just curious. I didn't know if anybody had any feedback they wanted to leave me. I think that the US Masters pack says that the controlling player determines when you add modifiers, but I might be just completely off base on that. Yeah, here's just a better picture of that block up that I'm doing. You can see she shot some Corsairs. Or no, I guess she didn't shoot any Corsairs. Marathi's over here. She's just going to have to weather this turn of shooting and hope that she survives. And yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. I'm pretty sure I got all this stuff with the things I have sitting right here, and then I have Heinrich and some Dark Riders coming around the backfield if I need them. Alright, so this is the top of her 3. You can see she charged the Reavers in. I stood. She beat me up. I ran away. I've got one guy. He's kind of hiding because he's based white. He's hiding against the terrain, but he's running away, never to rally again. And she moves the Dragon Princes up, which I'm okay with. I want to say there's a 9-inch charge for both of them, and so I'm okay with that. And even if the Chariot explodes in the terrain, I'll be okay because I still have Ultra PP and my unit of Corsairs. You can see that she did in this turn shoot off a couple Corsairs, but that's not a big deal. Her shooting is much more manageable now that it's not, directed. It's not so concentrated. I've got one unit down. She's shooting at Corsairs, which have a 4-up armor save and aren't 20 points a model, so that's nice. So I'm really sorry for this blurry picture. I'm going to blow through it. She didn't charge me because of the Hex, and then she just shot a crap ton more Blackguard off. So this is the only picture I have of my turn 3. I charged the Corsairs into the Illyrian Reavers. Over there on the top right, you can see that they fled. They fled through the Archers. The Archers didn't panic because the Prince, I think, is within range. But even if not, there's a Noble in there that's Leadership 9. They don't have a BSB, but who cares? They have a free reroll against me because I'm Dark Elves. I try to charge Ultra PP and the Chariot into the Prince's unit, and I fail both. So instead, I just Word of Pain them, because Marathi can't get over to Word of Pain well, I think at this point I'm just writing off the Blackguard. So anyway, Marathi Word of Pains them, and they're -3 to everything, so that's nice. So then, over on the left-hand side, you can see what's left of the Blackguard. This is after combat. I want to say I have 8 people left. She saved 6 out of 8 wounds or something like that. It was ridiculous. I mean, I know that's not impossible, but she was just on a roll. I was having trouble wounding, actually. I was having some issues. But anyway, point being, the Warrior Elite stick around because they're stubborn, but that fight is not going to go as well as I thought it would. So on her turn 4, she shoots some stuff. She shoots some wounds off of me. You can see she finishes off the Blackguard, and I'd killed like one more person. And she turns around to face me and get back into combat. This is also her 4. She is in the Chariot. One thing I hate about using the Seeker Chariot is that they overhang so much, and you can never get anything in base with them. She's in base, but at -3 strength. All of her princes are strength 2, so they need 6s, and their weapon skill 2, so they need 5s. And the prince needs 4s and is strength 4, so he needs 5s, and they get 1 wound through my 3-up armor save and toughness 5. You can see that she did shoot some wounds off the Charybdis, like I said, and yeah, so it was bad. I stuck around. Marathi's close enough. I have my BSB close enough. I lost by a banner, a charge, and a wound, and so I stuck on a 7 rerollable. So this is my 4. I just countercharged with the Charybdis. The only thing in base is a prince, and I want to say that in this turn I do a couple wounds to the Dragon Princes, and I do a wound to the Prince, so that's nice. And she doesn't do anything to me either because I get another Word of Pain off, and it again is -3 to everything. So it's getting really ridiculous for these high elves. Down here at the bottom, I should mention that that Heinrich didn't go around the building. He actually came back to my side of the table so he could see the archers. He charged the archers, and they fled. No, I guess they beat the archers in combat, because you can see there's very few of them left. Broke them, overran into the flank of these Illyrian Reavers, who on her turn had turned to shoot down the last of my Dark Riders who were coming around the backside of the house. But you can see we're not really having any problems. It's Operation Mop-Up. This is her 5. You can see that everything just is downhill. I've beaten up the Illyrian Reavers. I've killed the princes. There's like one prince left, one dragon prince left. That's just going to get killed when I charge it. And there's Phoenix Guard that are just not going to fight anything. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. This is just a better picture of what's going on in the back. I'm into the recently rallied archers again. So, Heinrich didn't make it though. So on my 5, I understandably charge Heinrich in. Him and the Corsairs just beat the crap out of the archers. They're high-fiving. Everybody's having a good time on the back of the board. This is what Dark Elves do to High Elves, I thought, but just don't tell the Blackguard. This is the last picture I have because really it's the only one I need. You can see that Marathi's over here. I'm just doom bolting some archers trying to make them flee. On her turn 6, she isn't within range of anything, so the Phoenix Guard turn around and she shoots at Marietta, and Marietta takes like a single wound. And then in my turn 6, I do not charge the Chariot and Charybdis into the Phoenix Guard, mostly because I'm not sure that I'll win, and they both have some wounds done to them. And instead, on my last turn, I fly over to the archers and I try to cast that spell, the Arinzapol's Black Horror, to strength template them, and I drop it on myself and it scatters off, and luckily I passed my strength test. So that would have been an enjoyable way to end this game if she had just sucked herself into the Black Horror. Looking back on this almost immediately after the game, I thought, first of all, this isn't a super competitive tournament, at least in my mind. I'm not taking a very competitive list, I don't think, minus Marietta. So why didn't I charge? I had the dice. She can cast powered up Word of Pain on almost, even on a 2 she can probably cast it. So why not have charged, given the fun, and maybe I would have broke some Phoenix Guard and got extra points. So that was that, but I kind of left some stuff on the table there. So in the end, it ended up being like a 16 or 600 point victory to me, which seems really weird now that I look at it. I got everything except for a unit of Phoenix Guard and a unit of archers out of 2250, and all she got never mind. She got all of my fast cavalry. She got and then she got my Blackguard. She got that's 1,000 points, and she probably had something close to that. I don't know. I felt like I killed more points than that, but whatever. That's what we ended up with. So it put me at 24 out of 35 battle points for that game, which I thought was okay. And then there was a large number of people out of this 30-man tournament who had scored 30s. So I was very firmly middle tables. Some things I learned is that any amount of ballistic skill shooting hurts. I thought, there's not, yes, there's a lot of archers, but they're not they're not super accurate. She doesn't have sister, she doesn't have bolt throwers. I can get in combat before it matters. That was wrong. She was good at concentrating fire and killing all my stuff. It was really brutal, and it really I don't know, it's starting to sway my opinion on some of the choices just because of how easy they are to kill. I also had really bad luck with 4-up saves. I think I want to say I passed 2 Warlock ward saves in that game, and I didn't pass very many on my Dark Rider armor saves either. The Corsairs fared the best, but in fairness, they also had the most chances because there were more of them making saves. Let's hope this changes. 4-up is almost as good as it gets for elves. I can't win this way. I can't win if I'm not making saves. And I should point out that the one wound that the Chariot took, I took from a Dragon Prince who was strength 1, and I couldn't make a 3-up armor save either. This is the invincible Chariot that kills Yoshi quite frequently. I was having a bad day on that part of the dice rolling. Everything else was fine. It was just really weirdly consolidated into my saving throws. Charybdis, Hydra, Chariot, all really excellent in this game. They're fast, they hit hard, they pack a lot of punch in a small window, and the Charybdis just single-handedly eating that prince was excellent. I know that has a lot to do with Word of Pain being on the unit, but the Charybdis is just excellent, and that spell makes him even more excellenter since I almost Feasted of Bones both times that he was in combat because I was hitting on 3s because the Prince's weapon skill 7, he's reduced down to 4, and the Charybdis is weapon skill 5 because he's not a lizardman monster, and that makes him good. The Hydra just has a crap ton of attacks, and the ability to get a breath weapon is excellent. And the Chariot is just tough and cheap and has a good armor save, and it's really helpful. And that what I was saying earlier about the Charybdis really brings me to my last point. Word of Pain is ridiculous. I I haven't taken Dark Magic a lot with Dark Elves, not because I think it's bad, but because I've been taking like Light or Life or Beast, stuff that I couldn't take. Heavens was another popular one for a while. Stuff I couldn't take in the last book. Word of Pain is ridiculous. The powered up version being cast on a 12 is insane when it affects weapon skill and strength, and that's huge. And it's making me think that perhaps I need to just take Dark Elves, or Dark Magic, excuse me. But I like Morathi's versatility, especially when I'm going to like a tournament and I don't really know what's going to be there. I can pick and choose what I want. So anyway, that was game 1, and we'll see where I'm at in game 2 coming up shortly.